Silicon Valley has been operating like a mafia don.
All right, Facebook is being slapped with yet another lawsuit. It comes by the way of Washington, D.C.'s Attorney General Karl Racine, who labeled the social network a digital gangster Friday in a D.C. Superior Court.
Moore and another ex-Google employee, David Guterman, are suing that company. They're accusing Google of systemic bias against white employees, men, and conservatives.
A Republican lawmaker is suing Twitter for $250 million, alleging defamation and claiming he is the victim of hundreds of hateful tweets.
Apple's situation from an antitrust perspective, I think, is going to be hard to defend because at the end of the day, the issues that we worry about with other monopolists come to bear here, which is this notion of being a market maker and at the same time being the owner of one of the participants in the market.
Whether it's the Bill of Rights or advertising competition, the little people have been stepped on by overzealous nerds saturated with tech-dominated power and given slaps on the wrist by the U.S. Congress after blatantly violating our First Amendment rights.
So you're telling me nothing at all then with China?
We do provide, for example, Android, which is an operating system. We work with partners around the world, and there are OEM manufacturers around the world, including in China.
So manufacturers, but beyond manufacturers, any other platform use?
We don't have any special agreements on user data today.
The Chinese government?
That's right.
Okay.
However, in Europe, the tables are slowly turning on the Silicon Valley overlords. Of course, the little people are still going to get the short end. EU regulators have been pummeling Google with antitrust penalties, multi-billion-dollar fines that have been generally laughed off as parking tickets. Recently, as WRAL reported, the EU's competition commissioner, Margrethe Vestager, announced the results of the long-running probe of Google's AdSense advertising business at a news conference in Brussels. The commission found that Google and its parent company, Alphabet, breached EU antitrust rules by imposing restrictive clauses in contracts with websites that use AdSense, preventing Google rivals from placing their ads on these sites. Following the Christchurch, New Zealand shooting, the threat of arrests in Silicon Valley is starting to get a real response. And now Mark Zuckerberg has raised the white flag after sheepishly banning white nationalists from his platform. He believes new regulation is needed in 4 areas across the internet: harmful content, election integrity, privacy, and data portability. Zuckerberg said, "Every day we make decisions about what speech is harmful, what constitutes political advertising, and how to prevent sophisticated cyber attacks." Zuckerberg is panicking from taking all the blame for getting mega rich off a platform liable from everything from live streaming mass shootings to organizing genocide in Myanmar. But in the end, Silicon Valley's power-mad mistakes and submission could transform the internet into something resembling China's social credit system, where everything you do online is monitored and used against the individual in the name of centralized control, rendering the old internet a once useful tool for humankind. We are slowly venturing into the unknown as online freedom becomes a thing of the past. John Bound reporting.